What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. What's up, Tankwashington?
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you may know, I took a bit of a break due to loss of a loved one. And since that time, I've actually lost two more people who were very near and dear to me. And for a while, I was feeling a bit down and, unmotivated to do things. But I decided that it was time to get up and start moving again. So just to do a little something to get my mind off things and I guess keep busy, I decided to do a little project. For the longest time, I've wanted a 2x4 target stand. Now, I do have 3, but I don't like them very much. They're the range ready target. I guess you can call it the range ready target system from D.I.Y Outdoors. It's a 2x4 topper, hook, and spike combination. I did a video a while back on the target hanger and how shooting it with 9mm, the hook would bend after a few rounds, and I've tried this with all 3 and the result was the same with all 3. So since then, I have bought, I believe is Birchwood Casey and the Champion brand target stands. I didn't want to use the spikes that came with the D.I.Y outdoor target hangers. So I talked with a buddy of mine about making a few 2x4 bases for me. Had some pieces of angle iron, maybe an old bed frame or something like that, and he was supposed to weld a box for me. Well, on this particular day, I decided to go out and look around in the backyard and see what I had, and I found that I had an old signpost. So I got to thinking, like, what can I do with this? And this is what I came up with. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the signpost that I'm using, it is galvanized. And when you're cutting anything that's galvanized, you run the risk of releasing toxic chemicals. So keep that in mind, because if you notice that the coloring of the galvanization starts to turn a greenish or yellow color and it starts to smoke, you may want to stop, because that stuff is toxic. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I tried it and it actually works. And it actually works quite well, to be honest. Maybe in the future, if I decide to go a different way with it, I'll still get Dan to weld the box on for me, but until then, this is what I'm going to use. So I started out testing it with just 9mm, shot it 5 times. It actually held up pretty good. here's what the somewhat finished product looks like. Here's 5 more shots just for good measure. And one thing I wanted to do, when I originally started, I didn't have the hardware I wanted. I had it connected with the tiny screws that are on the right, then I moved up to a 5/16 bolt. And I also decided to put in 2 cross bolts. Those are 1/4-inch bolts. And this is a much more sturdy and robust design. Of course, it's slightly inconvenient because every time you refresh the board, you would have to drill new holes. So with the materials that I had, I made a few more. This is one of the birchwood Casey hangers on this setup. Of course, I didn't have the other one on hand, so I used D.I.Y Outdoors range ready target for this one, and this is, I believe, the Champion target topper. I wanted to see how much they can take, and if you've been following me, you know I'm still not quite at 100%, so I just went with 7.62 by 39. I think I was at about maybe 25 or 30 yards taking these shots. With the materials that I had, all total, I was able to make 4. I added a longer piece of wood to give it more leverage to see if I did hit it with something a little harder, to see if it would stand up to it. Of course, the other 2. This one don't mind the wood. I ran out of angle iron, but this design is also able to accommodate paper targets. I'm going to swing by and talk to Dan and see if he's got any more angle iron, and those wood planks will be replaced with iron feet. But I do appreciate everybody who sent well wishes and checked in on me. Even though I wasn't as active putting out content, I was still, replying to comments and messages. I appreciate everyone who donated to my family at that time. I really do appreciate you. Also, one thing that I did miss was that my channel is over 1,000 followers. So soon I will be doing something special for my followers to just say thank you, and I appreciate you all. But I do appreciate you all for being patient with me and understanding and sticking with me. New followers as well, thank you all for coming on board, and hopefully we'll be able to get things back on track pretty soon. But again, I just want to say thank you. I want you all to know that from the bottom of my heart, my family truly does appreciate you. Thank you.